Okay, so I'm gonna talk about this again because it was brought up to me. I was watching a video about ancient temples and the many sexual depictions from sexual depictions of humans, male, female, whatever, male, female orgies, and even non-human animals, because a human is part of the same animal realm. Okay, so this is why vegan. This, in other words, we're all part of the same. We're all part of Earth. Okay, and everyone has the same desires to be loved, accepted, etc., and live their life. Okay, and not be food. Okay, and express their spirit. So, anyways, express their love and joy. So, anyways, I had to make a video about this again because it was talked about and it brought up, and I was doing some research, and I'm like, okay, so it turns out this stuff is actually not very new. As a matter of fact, I remember when I was a child, I saw. Well, how old was I? I believe I was around 9. I remember it very vaguely. It was around 9. We went with a relative to go visit these other relatives, and their kid was playing and fondling the dog's dick. And the dog, I remember the dog was just like, really? Seriously? Like, didn't give a fuck. Not even aroused. You know? So that taught me that, okay, they don't treat that energy the same way. Interesting. Because the way humans treat it, the humans very exaggerate it, and they make it something very carnal, you know, something that's very external versus the actual significance of it. Think of it like a key. That area that everyone has, that every being has, is like a key, okay? It's not something that you should just be focusing on. Like, for example, when people get together, they're like, oh, let's just, they want to climax. No, it's a key to activate the kundalini, essentially, and it's something that is supposed to be used to bring about healing towards your entire being, spiritually, intellectually, and there I go, intellectually and physically. So when you observe nature and you see how they treat sex, okay, and sex has become such a dirty word, but the way they treat love making and their love expression, I ate something, so the way they treat it, they don't treat it the same way humans do, in the very perverted, exaggerated ways. Not that there's something completely wrong. There's both light and dark in this aspect, but what you guys need to understand is that that stuff has existed for a while. Okay? I remember I've shared stories. I told you guys to research the story of the man and the dolphin lover, listen to the heart of the matter. I've also said, I've also mentioned the stories of when I was young, and I still don't know because this I don't know if it was a dream because I remember everything was so the walls, everything was like that, and I don't know what happened, but I remember I was being greeted by a dog in the way the dogs greet each other, whatever, the licks and stuff. That was it, and it was the most scariest thing, but also the most revealing. And then it was at the same time it was so surreal because everything looked foggy and hazy. I don't know if it was a dream, y'all. I really don't. Okay? I don't know if it was a dream or if it actually happened. Till this day, I still don't know if it was a dream or it actually happened. But anyways, when I reflected on that, when I did my research, I realized, and when I went back to my childhood memories of how it all started, how I was first introduced to that when I was first introduced to this stuff, it was in first grade, I believe. First grade or in kindergarten. And it was through a book. All right? It was an encyclopedia, but it was through a book, and I was introduced to that whole thing. And so I was like very interested, all right? And I'm like, okay, this is interesting. Why does this happen? What's going on here? So I take a break from dating people, okay? And I just stick with myself. And I go through a deep self-reflection, and I go through deep research. I did very extensive research. And that's my research and what I have found out is one of the reasons why I really don't try to talk about this so much, because there are others. I've already learned the message that was given to me by that experience and by those experiences that I've read. And I'm like, okay, I get the message. The message is basically love each other, okay? Stop treating the animals as food, aka stop spaying and neutering because you wouldn't like that done unto you, okay? You have no right to do that, okay? You're not the gods or goddesses of these animals. And it's funny how back then this stuff used to exist for quite a while, right? And it still exists, but it was like, they try to make laws around it, but then those people who made the laws were also involved in it. So almost as if they had their own fear of being judged, so then they decided to go ahead and create their own power and enforce more fear, but then still do the same thing because they had a fear of judgment. And as I put it, I think people just don't understand the significance of these experiences and energies. More importantly, I don't think people understand the importance of these energy. Okay? Sexual energy is not a carnal thing that it has become nowadays for humans. Okay? You look at the animals and how they treat that, they definitely don't treat it the same way humans do. Okay? Humans have become almost addicted and over-perverted that energy. That sacred energy is energy that helps you heal spiritually, physically, and intellectually. Okay? And in order to do this, you have to be able to be involved in self-awareness. Okay? I've tried, when I had my dates, I tried to teach them all about that. I tried to teach them all about the self-awareness and how this energy can be used to heal. But they didn't want to hear that. All they wanted to do was get their fix. So then when I started recalling my experience, my dream, we'll just call it the dream, because that's how I'm going to start referring to it. When I had the dream, I realized exactly what I was saying. I realized exactly that the way this energy is treated and understood by nature is not the same way the humans have been trained or programmed to treat it, like some quick fix. No, y'all. It is creative power, literally. Literally, it is creative power. Okay? It has the power to reproduce, but it also has the power to create. It has the power to create on so many levels. One is reproduction, okay? The other level is manifestations, okay? Manifestations and healing. Manifestations can be like healing manifestations, for example. That could be a manifestation. Manifestation can be successful career or whatever, or maybe a project you're working on and you use the lovemaking process. Maybe you do some role play, and during that thing you role play, like when we were kids, we used to play pretend. You would role play and you pretend, and you would use the power of that quote unquote sexual or spiritual energy to amp up the feeling. Capiche? Does that make sense? I'm sure for some of you understand this. So you guys are probably wondering, well, why are you talking about energy now? I thought we were talking about the whole zoophilia thing. Do your research on that. Yeah, I did my research. And what I'm telling you is what I have found out. Okay? And what I have found out is that nature has basically done its best and does its best to let us know that, hey, guess what? Number one, especially when it comes to any kind of domesticated animal, number one, they have the same desires and needs and wants. So who are we to try and go snip them or alter how they are already made, the beauty and how they are already made by life? You know, who are we to do that? Now you can say some people experiment and make, experimental animals. That's something else. But when we look at all the animals that have existed for a while anyways, and how some humans try to domesticate, and then domesticate includes the spaying, neutering, or cutting, or modifying their body, that's a disrespect, yo. That's a disrespect. So that's what my dream taught me. Doing that is a disrespect. My dream taught me that they have the same desires. My dream taught me that, hey, these animals are not, no animal is food for you. No animal is food for you. Okay? No animal says eat me. All right? Or kill me and turn me into food. No animal says that. Okay? Instead, the animal says love me. Okay? It doesn't say it, but it does it with its action. And trust me, animals have no problem telling you that they're interested or that they desire you. Okay? They'll do that in a heartbeat without having to say anything. It's humans that overcomplicate it. So, what we should understand about such a topic is that the heart of the matter runs deep. Okay? And if you go research and you do your research from ancient time, you know that this is nothing new. But how people treat it, there's a light and a dark, and there can't be too much of dark, there can't be too much of light. There has to be a balanced understanding, okay? It is neither saying that you need to just go and do it, and it's neither saying don't do it, okay? It is what it is. If it has happened to you, okay, cool. Learn from it. If it has happened to somebody else, learn from that, okay? Learn from these stories, okay? Don't try to, create more speciesism. Say that you care about life, but then when life is doing its own thing towards you, the human, you wanna go ahead and try to make these laws and create these create these concepts, these unnatural concepts, okay? You want to say that kind of stuff is unnatural, but yet it is natural. I mean, there's so many videos. There's a video of a deer sniffing this girl. That deer was like super interested, trying to mount the girl or the chick, the woman, whatever. Okay? As if that's not clear. And then people want to say, oh, that animal don't know what he was doing. That animal knows exactly what it's doing. And that animal knows exactly what it's trying to tell us. Okay? Because how many people hunt deer? How many people hunt deer? So people hunt deer, and then the animal, the deer itself, a male deer, okay, if I'm not mistaken, takes an interest and tries to, sniff out this woman, really, really get in on her. That says something, okay? And people want to sexualize that. Stop sexualizing everything, okay? Stop degrading this sacred energy into sexual pleasure only energy. Stop. Okay? That's what these stories should show us. Okay? That's what my dream definitely showed me. And that's what those stories that I hear and the research I've done shows me. Okay, it is a sacred energy. And basically the humans got it all twisted. Okay? Humans don't know how to treat that energy. The only thing they could think about is hitting a climax and coming. Gross. Literally. Is that all that we have reduced that sacred energy to? Oh, just getting a quick fix and coming? How many of you even heard of a heartgasm? Some people are like, oh, I heard, someone said, oh, heartgasm, is it like, a pressure, like when you swallow something cold or whatnot? Somewhat. Okay, you feel it in the chest? Somewhat. Heartgasm, I remember heartgasm. I experienced heartgasm when I first used ganja. Okay, when I first used cannabis, I experienced a heartgasm. Then I knew from after that how to have the same heartgasm when it came to the lovemaking process, the creative lovemaking process. But my partners, they were both. One was male. First one was a female, and then the other one was male, and I've been through both. And when I tried to tell them about this, they didn't want to hear all of that. They weren't interested in that. They didn't even know about it. It was like alien to them. This is not alien. This is sacred energy. Okay? So if anything, that's what those stories need to be teaching us, and that's what you got to be paying attention to. Okay? This stuff isn't new. This stuff has always happened. It continues to happen. It will continue to happen. All right? For some people. But you don't have to have it happen for you or to you in order to understand what's actually going on. What are we being told? As you guys know on my channel, everything is spiritual. Okay? And I take stories like this and I take a deep ass dive within and I reflect. Okay? And when I reflect and I swim in the silence and ask the questions and swim in the silence, the answers get revealed to me. Okay? So, hope you guys were able to learn something from that video, from this video, and definitely share it. I feel like this topic, it kind of bores me. I'm going to be honest. This topic, it bores me. It really does, because I already did my work. I already understand what's going on, but people still don't seem to understand what's actually going on. They have these assumptions. You know, they have these dirty, perverted assumptions, and they don't actually go into the heart of the whole freaking matter when they hear these stories. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed that video. Definitely share. I'm not going to be talking about this again. Okay, I think I covered quite enough on the topic. Namaste.